Hello peeps, as you can see we cut some hay. So I cut this yesterday. I got a couple of fields down and sorry I can't get the sun right today, and we're going to ted this as today, hopefully get it as haylage tomorrow. Oh, let me try you that way round. Sim, all mower worked brilliantly. It's not a huge crop, but it's a really nice crop where they've got a mixture, because it grew long to start with and it didn't have much bottom, and I put the fertilizer on and then grew up nice then. So you've actually got a bit of head on it as well as a lot of green in the bottom. So see what I mean? So when you ted it out, it'll actually, the seeds fall off and it'll sort of reseed the ground again, which is very good, and it's got a lot of goodness in it. So good. Quite a few people have been cutting hay, or most people do hay or silage around this area, round bale. Don't tend to do the forage harvester route. There's a few farms that still do it, but most of the area where I live is sort of haylage really. And people really don't understand how much easier it all is now than it used to be. Now, I'm 52 and come on Sweep. When you used to cut hay, I used to do it learnt with a finger mower. And we had a finger mower here. If you don't know, it's basically, it goes back and forwards like that and cuts the grass. Man alive. It literally take you 2 days to cut a 4-acre field. Especially if it was, if you put a bit of fertilizer on that field, the fingers would get blocked. And if it was too thick, you would have a nightmare. And then they brought out the drum mower then, which was a revelation to everybody. You could just go whizzing around the field cutting hay. And to think how hard it used to be, and then the drum mower came out, and they used to, well, I've still got one now, but it used to cut so well, and you could rip around the field as fast as you could go. But with the finger mower, it was really, if you had a light crop, it was good, but if you had anything like you put fertilizer on these days, whew, it was serious hard work. So that was about the biggest real revelation in farming from when I was younger. As soon as they brought that drum mower out, it was like, oh my god, harvest isn't half the job. And then they brought the round baler out, because it was all square bales until I was about in my 20s, I suppose. So everything had to be done in square bales because there was no round balers around. So you used to have 4 days to get into hay, because if you had it a little bit soon, and on the third day, it would always go to a bit dusty in the field. In the barn then after, it wasn't up to much. So harvest used to take months, because you might not get, everybody moans now, but back then, harvest used to take at least 2 months to do in the small farms, so God knows what it was like in the larger farms. Then they brought out the round baler then, and my God, what a revelation that was. So with a round baler that came out, they didn't have, now they wrap it, as you'll see from my videos, but back when they came out originally, they just had bags. So you had big black bags that you used to have to put over the round bales. So you'd spike them, and then you'd pull this bag over them, and then you'd have to tie it tight to stop the air getting in. The trouble with them, you only had to get one hole in it, and the whole bale was knackered. That was the trouble. So, but after what we used to do, by having it in small bales, it was a revelation, because you could have the crop. Come on, Sweep. in 2 or 3 days then. So like this now should take 3 days hopefully to get this, and it'll be really nice. Now when they moved on from that then, they brought out the wrapper then. So it basically covers it in film. And with that, if you can get the wrap on, you're pretty safe really. And as long as it's got no dirt in it. Because even if you get a hole in it, it only gets a bit bad around where the hole is. So most of the bale is good then. So the harvest these days is so much easier. It's unreal how easy it's become compared to how it used to be. Now, I do still find it a chore. I used to love the job. But because I'm on my own now, I do find it a chore because it's got a lot of pressure on you, because this is all what you feed your stock in the wintertime. So if you don't get it right, lots of people gamble by cutting everything down, and I can't do that because if I gamble and cut everything down and it starts to rain and I end up out losing it, it costs me a lot of money. So I sort of got to get it into a bit of a cycle. So I get a few fields down and then I cut another one and get it like that if I can. But which I was going to do today, but I was going to cut another field down today, but it looks like it's going to rain on Wednesday, so I think I'll see. I haven't decided yet. So where's Sweepy? Sweep, come on. Sweep absolutely loves going around looking for all the animals I've killed when I'm mowing it. So the mower worked brilliantly as usual. Gotta say, that thing, I know it's a bit of a pain to put on, but just cuts like a razor, to be fair. And if you can cut above the white stuff, there's no point in cutting that white stuff in there. You'll get more crop, but it's not really any good to them. So this here is really nice stuff now. So cross fingers, we can get it. I don't know if I'll do it with the camera on it because it's just one of them jobs I've got to concentrate on when I'm doing it. So we'll see. If I can, I'll put a couple of videos up, okay? And thank you for subscribing yesterday. Much appreciated. Ta-da.